I've been thinking about this lady,
Yeah, boy.
and it has something to do with you. Here's a train of thought. Somebody sent me this video on WhatsApp, and they were trying to speak to me about marketing. I was curious what the clothing brand was, and I looked it up, and it's called Bae Bronx. Because of how their branding looks like and their positioning, the first thing that came to my mind was this is just another black-leaning brand that is owned by some Italian guy somewhere, like Fashion Nova. But I was wrong. It's actually owned by the lady that I showed at the start. So I got more curious and looked up her story, and it is quite interesting. She's a degree holder, and she initially pursued your typical corporate career, but I think she realized early on that for someone that looks like and is built like her, pursuing a corporate career in Nigeria without paying that unknown price that you all know, well, it's harder than making the Pope a Muslim. So she quickly changed direction. Now you could imagine that she probably pursued what everybody in her position would have pursued. Beautiful woman, go on Instagram, become an Instagram baddie, and become a career sugar baby. But she didn't do that either. She started out with makeup, which did pretty well, and then she went on a crazy weight loss journey. And when she succeeded with that, she started helping other women lose weight equally. This was good. It made money. But there was another signal that she was hearing that was bigger than the weight loss journey. That signal was, where do you get your nice clothes from? And that is what gave birth to the Bae Bronx brand. So she started making clothes for women that looked like her. Plus size women, curvy women, your typical African woman. Because she already had a following at that point, it actually would have made more sense and it would have been much easier if she just became a fashion influencer. And that is where it concerns you. First of all, learn to listen to signals. There are certain things that people tell you, they don't explicitly ask you to do them, but they're pointing you towards something. Listen to those things and capitalize on them. Second of all, if you're in a place that does not accept, honor you, or you're not in alignment with its values, leave immediately. Do not wait, because the longer you stay in that space, the more you close the door for the spaces that you would actually align with. She realized the corporate world was not for her, and she made an immediate decision to leave. Thirdly, if you have something about you that is great and you have built an audience or trust around it, capitalize on it and own the process. Ronke, which is her name by the way, could have chosen to just become a fashion influencer. Instead, she started her own fashion business. This is my biggest gripe with African talent, especially musicians and actors and actresses. Instead of creating their own infrastructure, they just sell themselves to all these small brands that make a lot of money, and they get peanuts over and over again. You influence everything and yet you own nothing. And lastly, don't let how the world perceives you shape your goals, ambitions, and actions. She could have chosen to go any path of your typical Lagos girl, and yet she chose to take the difficult path of building her own business. It is the harder one. And you boys, before you ask me for her contact details, I don't know her personally, and I think she's a married woman. The Train of Thought podcast is now available on YouTube and Spotify. Click the link in my bio to watch it. So I'll see you on the next train.